2021 was a very busy year for every minister of oil and gas in Africa. And I will say as a Nigerian, you should be very proud what your minister in Nigeria did with the rest of the other ministers, because 2021 was a battle. It was a battle because there was a clear climate change agenda, not written by Africa, but it was for Africa. And it was because of different events and conferences that every single minister of Africa, we met and we said, that agenda is not our agenda. Your priority is not our priority. And it was through this battle that actually it was very clear that first Africa needs to focus on energy security, and then we talk about transition. Because where are you going to be transiting to if you don't have the energy? So clearly, 2021 was a very difficult year, but 2022 is going to be even more difficult because it's a war, it's not a battle. So 2022, we need to be able to be more active, and we need to start delivering. We can't just go as a victim regarding the agendas written for us, but we need to start delivering. And one of the things that we are doing, and I think it's very important, is that we need to start preparing our own Africa Green Deal. And the African Green Deal, gas is a very important part. If for other continents, gas is not green, that's the problem. But in Africa, gas is green. Now, I do mention this because I'm very passionate about it. We are a very small country. We depend almost 90% on fossil fuel. So if I don't defend it in the future, my son or my grandson will ask me, why, grandfather or father, why you didn't speak up? So clearly, Africa is having huge discoveries. Look what's happening in Mozambique, Senegal, Uganda. There's so many African countries with fossil fuel. What are we going to tell them? Stop developing those fuels? You can't do that. That's criminal. And I keep saying all the time, they need to have an opportunity to develop their country like other countries have done it in other continents. And then from there, when we have the infrastructure, we have the road, then we have electric cars. But in the meantime, energy is very important and we need to focus. Now, we need to be also very pragmatic because clearly they are going to keep going with the agenda. And the agenda is going to be that we are not going to receive finances for our resources. And clearly we need to be very important, and this is very key and important of players like Nigeria, like Algeria, like Egypt, who already have mastered the technology to operate. Asset transfer is very important. If an asset is not anymore profitable for an operator, they should hand it to us. It's not a nationalization. If you believe that it's not profitable or you are receiving a lot of pressure to drop fossil fuel, hand it to us. But don't hand it to us when the production is almost down, when we cannot even manage the field. We need to be able to continue developing. I mean, you have countries out of the continents like, we have Saudi Arabia, we have Vietnam, we have Venezuela. They're already operating their assets. So clearly it's very important that we also go through that process. And we need to be able to create jobs. I want to stress this very important, even though they say I'm a young minister, and I'm a young minister, and I talk with the youth. If we do not create jobs, this is what is creating all this instability of Africa. It doesn't come from America, it doesn't come from Europe. It comes because we are not creating jobs. And how do you create jobs? You create jobs by processing the resources. Gas, you can do petrochemics. Gas, you can do different things. You can even do power. So it's very important that we focus in creating the jobs that are going to make sure that our future generation will continue. The other issue that is very important is that we need to be able to look into our fiscal incentive to investors. Why? Because now we need to look for an alternative investor. We can't keep looking for the regular investors, a bank in London, a bank in New York. We need to look for alternative. But those investors need to see a fiscal incentive for them to come. It's a business. They need to come, they need to invest their money and return it. We can't just think we own the resources and we take everything. That's not how it works. We need to be able to create those incentives for them. Now, I have to say that clearly for the Green Deal in Africa, I want to always congratulate my brother, my big brother in Nigeria, because Nigeria have already started this transition. When Nigeria decided to do and implement the decade of gas, it started, that was 2 years ago. You already have started because clearly if we want to solve the problem of electricity, we need to use the gas. I will mention one thing before concluding with my first remark, is that I'm hearing this topic about Europe needing the Africa gas. Now, I do believe that we need to collaborate, whoever is willing to pay for it. But we also need to be very careful. Africa needs the gas. We can't just think that we are going to invest in new development to send the gas to Europe. Africa needs the gas. Look at Ghana, have a power plant, 400 megawatts. Nigeria needs a lot of electricity. So we need to be able to work together to see how we can do, because you make the money not by selling the gas, you make the money by burning the gas and selling the electricity to the different industries. So I think it's very important what Nigeria is doing, what we can do, because from the Gulf of Guinea, we can actually electrify the entire continent just using gas.